Women think Vikings are hot. That's not a secret. We have entire shows dedicated to glorifying their hotness, basically. Everyone knows women love Vikings, but today we're going to talk about the actual reason why. So first of all, historians have been documenting women's chronic thirst for Vikings since the late 8th century. In fact, Vikings were so hot and banging so many men's wives that it led to the Anglo-Saxon slaughter of Vikings in the year 1002. This is documented by medieval chronicler John of Wallingford, who wrote this of the mass assassination. The Danes made themselves too acceptable to English women by their elegant manners and their care of their person. They combed their hair every day, bathed every Saturday, and even changed their garments often. They set off their persons by many such frivolous devices. In this manner, they laid siege to the virtue of the married women and persuaded the daughters, even of the nobles, to become their concubines. I mean, it is a hell of a thing to admit that they murdered all those chads just because they took baths. But that's the thing, historians and archaeologists cannot shut up about how hygienic Vikings were. Those who studied the Vikings found that it was very common for them to carry things like tweezers, grooming equipment, and even ear cleaning tools that they made from bones. And people were hella pressed about the weekly baths thing because back then the church was telling people that bathing was sinful and welcome to demonic possession. But the Vikings didn't fear God, so in Odin's name they kept on scrubbing. Even when you study Viking names, among the more honorific war titles like Thorfinn Skullsplitter and Eric Bloodaxe, you'd also find names like Olaf Peacock or Citric Forkbeard, which was an intricately plaited facial hairstyle. Point is, these were men who cared about their bodies and clothes looking nice. There's actually no evidence to suggest that Viking men were any taller, more muscular, more handsome, or grew fuller beards than any other men at the time. They just didn't smell like ass. And that was enough for hundreds of women to abandon their husbands, children, and lives as they knew it to travel abroad with a bunch of Vikings on a boat. So if you want to be a modern-day Viking, just get a reliable barber in that new line of Calvin Klein, because on Odin, we are suckers for a good-smelling man.